Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for your host, Donovan Goliath! Yes, man! Yes, man! Yes, man! Yes! This side, 0. Ma'am, I know that you're holding champagne or whatever it is there, but Chomam, you could have done this at least. You're sitting like this like you're in a city golf. I know that we're in Bram, but like, come on! What is your name, ma'am? Ubani Upalisa? Hey, Palisa? No, you can see. You're not even going to drink that thing. This is just, as people are walking up, yeah, no. We are here. Guys, I expected a little bit more energy out of you, right? I mean, we haven't, this is the first time that we've done a big event like this since when? Like 2020? Since 2020, we are here, we are together, we made it, right? We're out here in Bram. Let us celebrate life as well, right? Whoa, yay! Let me finish, right? Only because I like attention. I'm going to do this a little differently. My brother, how are you? Great, thank you. Come and join me on stage very quickly, man. Come and join me on stage very quickly. Look at this guy over here, man. Yes. What is your name, my dog?
Leighton.
Your name is?
Leighton.
Yeah. Leighton, when is the R&B album dropping, Maji? Doesn't Leighton, he looks like that guy, like for no reason. He just does. Those are Marian things. The car's alarm goes out. All right, Leighton, this is a big responsibility for you. I know that you didn't come all this way here to be pulled up on stage, but you look like you're ready. You're comfortable. You got the Jordans on. You're comfortable. You're doing your thing. I'm going to walk off stage just there, Leighton, right? This is your moment. This is your time to shine. I need you to get these people going wild and going crazy before we officially start. Can I count on you, my brother? Can I count on you? Guys, you need to show Leighton love, otherwise I've got to get Upalisa on stage. When you know Upalisa's got the champagne. So give Leighton some love. So you're going to start there, you're going to get them going wild, you're going to get them going crazy, and then I will come on stage. But wait for my call. Okay, cool. Are we good? Yeah. All right, here we go. Leighton, come on, my dog. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to... In fact, wait, Leighton. When I say... please welcome to the stage, I'm going to need you to use adjectives to describe me. Simple things, handsome, charming. You come up with whatever you need to, right? But just make it amazing and shout out to them. And I will decide whether or not I'm convinced by the way you are describing me, and then I will come on stage. Is that fine? It's not difficult, that's fine. You can look like you can do this. There we go. There, look here. Is this your man? The support coming from here, you can do it, baby. You're gonna see tomorrow the friends, he went up on stage in front of the people. Okay, here we go. Leighton, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the... Leighton! And then he still got my name wrong. He said, give it up for David. Hey! Leighton! Awesome. Thank you very much, my brother. You're a superstar. Thank you very much to you guys as well. Appreciate the energy. Appreciate the love. We do have quite a bit to get through today, so I don't want to take too much time up on stage because I can do that. This is officially our 4th edition of this event, and it is a chance for us to celebrate next evolution of doing business for Yoko, of course, and for the community. We've got a lot to get through today. We've got a lot of speakers here. We've got the entire Yoko. What do we call you guys? The Yoko what? The squad. No, squad just seems to, like, it isn't just a game. The last numbers, the four pipes are here. The 4 pipes are here. The GTIRs are here with us. It's a very rare occasion. We don't often get to see our founders. And we've got some amazing speakers coming up. And then, of course, we've got a fantastic keynote speaker coming up right to the end. It's a great, great surprise. I can't wait to speak to him as well. I've just given away a little bit. You may or may not guess who it is, but we will see a little bit later. Please do take in as much as possible. Please do enjoy. We've got a lot of food downstairs. We shall explain a little bit later on what needs to happen there if you haven't experienced what is happening there as well. Please do interact with everything that's going on. This is a non-smoking zone where we are at right now. I know it feels like we're kind of outside because the people sitting there on the edge made the worst decision of their lives not coming to sit here. But it is a non-smoking zone. If you do need to smoke, ladies and gentlemen, we have built an incredible place for you guys, and that place is called outside. So please, we don't discriminate on what color your cigarette is. Take it outside on the balcony over there. You can have a cigarette, but let's not do it while the show is happening. I am going to ask that you please put your cell phones on silent because it is quite rude if your phone does go off. Look here, even the phone, got to turn it off quickly. But now that you do have your phones in your hand, we are going to ask that you guys please do join our conversations, ask questions, share insights. Please do use the hashtag Yoco Next on Twitter. You'll know that it is the right one when you see the Yoko Y pop up. We are also running a great competition on Twitter as well, or on any social media actually. It's super easy to enter. There are the details up on the screen right now. All you need to do is post about Yoco Next on any social media platform. Even if you are still on Facebook, it's fine. We will accept Facebook as well, but make sure your post is set to public so we can actually find you. You could walk away with a grand prize worth 5,000 Rand. Everybody good? Everybody, hey, you like that 5,000, eh? Woo! Hey, of course you like it. You're sitting next to Palisa, also with the champagne. Something happening here. I need to come and chat to you ladies a little bit later. So it's very simple. Hashtag Yoko Next. Let's keep the conversation going. I know that there are people tuned in watching this as well. Hello to you guys. So sad that you couldn't be here. But, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to get on with the show right now. Like I mentioned earlier on, we've got our four founders here who we don't often get to see in the same place. So please, with a massive round of applause, let us welcome them in this order. Katlego Mapai, Lungisa Machoba, Bradley Watrous, and of course, Carl Wazen. Gentlemen, how are you? What is going on? Katlego, you looking fresh? You looking happy, my brother? Oh, what happened there? Is your mic not?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Now you are super happy to be here.
I am, my brother.
Fantastic
How are you?
stuff. No, man, I'm good. Lungisa, you haven't stopped smiling, my brother. Did you recently go to the dentist and you're trying to show us look at these wonderful teeth, or are you just glad that this is finally happening?
I'm just glad that it's finally happening. Like, it's great to be here with everyone and just, like in person. It's amazing.
Woo. Awesome stuff, man. Yes. Amazing. Bradley, how about you, sir?
I'm good.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling really good. It's amazing to see everyone here, and the energy is awesome. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. And then we've got the man over there in the corner. I don't know what's going on, sir. You're the only one here showing your arms. We know that you gym. We know that you gym. You walked out today and you were you know what? Only this part needs to feel warm. I'm only cold here. So I'm going to wear this puffer jacket.
It's true, though, but I'm underdressed, which is very uncharacteristic of me. But I hope I'll be okay.
I think you'll be fine. I want to jump straight into it, Katlego, because you are seated right here close to me. I think you guys probably know more or less, but I think it's nice to unpack it just a little bit. Why are we here today, and what has Yoko been up to?
Thanks, Donovan. Thanks, everyone. So happy to be here. Look, in the end, we're here to connect, listen, and learn. It's quite emotional for me. The last time we were together like this was in March 2020 at the Yoko Exchange. And this was in Johannesburg, and it was literally a day before the world completely changed. And to have the opportunity now to sit together just gives me so much warmth and pride, and I couldn't be happier. I really have goosebumps running through me right now. We have 230,000 merchants in our community.
Oh, hold on. Hey. Katlego, you don't just say that and share. Come on. Wow.
And what's quite incredible is that, at the Yoko Exchange, there were 80,000. And when I think about this community and what it means to us, it really, really moves me. Now, when we think about this community, what's important for us and what we love doing best is building amazing products for these underdogs. We have, been delivering these card machines, these blue card machines, and that's what people have known us for. But now we're much, much more. We're a financial platform for the self-employed, and we're helping them move into the future of modern commerce for all. Thank you. Thank you very much. The way we see it is we want to simplify commerce. We want to make it as easy as possible to exchange. And we've been doing so much as an organization to usher ourselves into the future and to evolve and to really build these amazing products for our customers. We have this incredible global team that's passionate in delivering these amazing services and products, and we're super excited to talk to you about it today. So thank you so much for being here. We're excited to share the space, and we can't wait to give you a glimpse into the world of Yoco. Thank you, Donovan.
Thank you, sir. That was fantastic. That was nice. There was a little moment there where I'm like, oh gosh, here they come. Here they come. When somebody's talking, they go, everybody knows we're just like this blue card. Hey, then you're like, there it comes. That was great, sir.
Thank you.
I can see that you speak about this with passion, with conviction. It's been a long time coming. You guys have been doing the thing, and it's just been so amazing to be a part of it. I was chatting to the gentleman earlier on, and I asked them, how long has Yoco been around, eintlik? And they said 2015. And I was taken aback because why does it feel like it's been here for the longest time? It's just been with us, and I think that just speaks to brand presence. It speaks to, the fact that you guys, you've really immersed yourself, in the right communities with the right people, and you've really, created such a wonderful language and an ethos that has just resonated with anybody. I've never heard anybody speak bad about your brand, honestly. And if they do, I'll let you know, because Carl looks like he's made people disappear at some point. Nobody comes out here and it's -10 and you're wearing a short sleeve. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, no.
Let me keep things moving. Bradley, I want to know from you. I mentioned earlier on that it just feels like you guys have been here forever, but 2015, that's just the other day. How is it possible that you managed to scale so quickly when you're still a startup and, of course, still operating within certain constraints?
Thanks, Donovan. Yeah, it's been an incredible past 12, 18 months, growing the customer base by more than double. To that 230,000 merchant level. And we've had to scale up the company with that growth as well. And the most important thing is that we can make sure that we keep our customers safe and their transactions secure. It's really key. And I think what for us, the way we like to call it is responsible innovation. It's innovating, but in a responsible way. And that means taking care of your data and your money at the end of the day and making sure that that is secure. So a couple of things there. One is, for instance, all our card machines and payment platforms are certified by security specialists to make sure they can't be tampered with. And we analyze all our transactions on the platform for fraud to make sure that our legitimate merchants get settled on time and illegitimate transactions are blocked. And that's all there to make sure that Yoco is a safe tool for you to do business, which is what it's all about. And as we start to now scale up both in South Africa and abroad, it's really important that we stay true to this commitment to our customers of making Yoco a safe and reliable place for you to do business.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that, sir. Remember, you can post your questions on Twitter. Please use the hashtag Yoco Next. We will get an opportunity to throw some questions at these gentlemen just a little bit later. Carl, Bradley mentioned going abroad, right? It's always amazing when we see a proudly South African, a homegrown brand, make it big abroad. What does it feel like being, the next Trevor Noah?
Trevor Noah.
Not you.
I hope not.
Okay.
Maybe you.
Maybe me.
No, it's great. Look, Trevor Noah, Elon Musk, I'll take whatever you give me. Look, I think we are reflecting on the journey, and it's always important to do that because a lot of work went into it. but it also is important to understand what stage of the journey you are in. And today we are right at the beginning. We say this a lot, but let me just contextualize this for you a little bit.
Yeah.
230,000 merchants, big number. There's 5 million small businesses and self-employed in South Africa. We're barely scratching the surface, and of those 5 million, only 500,000 are actually accepting cards.
Yeah.
Which means there's 4.5 million that are cash only, which is crazy if you think about it. So there's a lot of growth and a huge market out there. And South Africa is obviously still very much the focus for us. It's, you know, a market with a lot of growth. But we are playing a very small part in the lives of a very small group of self-employed people. And obviously, there's going to be lots of expansion ahead of us. And another thing to mention is technology is now, you know, penetrated our lives as consumers. Everything we do has been digitized practically. When it comes to small businesses and self-employed, that is not the case, right? It has not permeated their lives. A lot of those businesses are still running their businesses on books, cash. There's still a lot more to do within the lives of these customers. But also, we are in a continent where there are over 100 million small businesses and self-employed. They drive more than half of the economy, more than 75% of employment. They're extremely important. And we want to play an important role in their lives across the continent. It's going to take time, but we're really excited. It's still the beginning of the journey. And very soon, I'm sure you'll start hearing about Yoco outside of South Africa as well. So, yeah, it's an exciting time for us.
We look forward to seeing that, sir. Definitely deserves a massive round of applause. All right, Lungisa, I want to jump to you now very quickly. Tell us a little bit about the product journey, right? And what can we expect today? I'm sure there are a lot of people sitting here going, what's coming? What would they possibly be throwing at us that isn't amazing already?
Thanks for that question. So, you know, it's kind of really interesting because the way we like to think about product at Yoco is to really always start with the customer. And this has really always been our way from day one. And in many respects, by starting with the customer from day one, we actually even didn't end up with a name that has payments in it. If you notice, Yoco is Yoco. It's not like YoPay or some other name that involves payments, because we knew that if we're truly going to tackle the problems of SMEs and small businesses, we have to go beyond payments. We have to go into other use cases and make sure that as a company, we become more than just a single product company, but a multi-product company. And the reason for that is that at the end of the day, the way we see it is that a product is there to solve a problem that a customer has. And customers have more than one problem. And this is something that we get engaging with customers all the time. And I think today it's really about going through the problems that we're solving beyond the first problem, which is what our card machines solve today. So our first card machines, the ones that plugged into the phone, solve the problem. And I think we've always focused on that. But today we want to talk about some of the other problems we're solving, and also talk about some of the other ways in which we're solving even that same problem. So it's really about our journey towards starting to solve not just one problem, but multiple problems for our customers. And once again, that journey always starts with the customer.
Excellent stuff. Wow. Although YoPay would have been quite interesting, because you must be careful how you say it, because it could sound like a threat, you know? Yo, pay! You know, it's like, it's got to tread lightly there on that one. We love Yoco. It rolls off the tongue. All right, we've got two questions that have come through here so far. I'm not going to direct these at anybody, whoever feels that they are capable to handle this. I know that you guys are constantly looking at Lungisa for the answers. If you feel like this is your area of expertise and you want to take it, please do go ahead. Our first one has come through here from Tish Perez, who says, how does the Yoco culture support your innovation?
Sure.
It's a good question.
Happy to grab that one. So we have something called the Yoco formula. These are our core values, and values that emerged over the years when we started to see a formula that resulted in amazing things and great outcomes for our customers. And I want to talk a little bit about them. So the first one is making space to explore. And this really speaks to this idea that there's always a better way to do something. And you need to just pause, sit back, take a moment, and figure out, is there a better way to do something? Can we move something forward? And then the next value is staying connected. And we also call it our human value. And this speaks to spending time with each other. We're connected as a group, our organization is connected, and importantly, we're connected to our customers. And we really find that this grounds us and makes us a human organization. And then the next is keep it simple. There's no point exploring, there's no point connecting if you can't synthesize it into something that makes sense and that you can take forward. And then the final one is master your craft, and this speaks to quality. After you've done the synthesis, you've brought something down, now you need to work on something quality and of high conviction. And yeah, we use this consistently as an organization to help us drive innovation and move things forward, and we live and breathe it.
Thank you, sir. Look, I'm going to say one thing, Katlego. If you feel like you've had enough of Yoko, my brother, become a pastor, because like I believe him. I hang on every single word. I'm like, oh man, what's next? Yoko, holy water? I don't know. Something. Must be careful with those bottles there next to you. Hey, amazing stuff. Yeah. All right, we've got another question that's come in here from Robin Fulyun. Interesting question, who says, what is the hardest part of persuading cash-only and paper-first businesses to adopt card? This is obviously a common thing, that you're always facing in South Africa, with a lot of people still quite wary about that, and they want that hard transaction. How do you guys deal with that?
Happy to go ahead on that. I think it's kind of been interesting for us in the South African market, because you have so many consumers that have a card. So what we came into was a market where everyone is carrying a card in their pocket. Like 70% of adults have one. And actually the biggest challenge was, literally as a business, you could not get a card machine. So beyond just convincing, I think what we really focused on was making sure that you can have a card machine. Yeah. Because the reality was that there were so many barriers for people to get a card machine. So just making the product accessible so that anyone can get it, and just making sure they know they can. And the result has been a lot of growth for us, because the reality is there were barriers standing in the way. People want to accept card. They want digital payments. They want ways in which that they don't have to have cash. There's a bunch of good reasons why you don't want cash in your business. Business owners are smart. They know these things. You just need to get out the way and make sure they can access the product with ease. So that's really been our focus, is make this product easy to get, make it easy to use, just really make it simple. So that's kind of for us been the real thing. Everything else, business owners have taken care of.
Excellent stuff. We've got a question come in here. I'm assuming they choose to remain anonymous. It's just an @ symbol. Maybe that's what they called. Maybe it's Atini and Az. Oh no, here we go. They've just decided to change their name. Utebogo _O. Sure, @ Who wants to know, are we getting an online ticketing system soon? There we go.
So, it's kind of interesting. So I think we're always looking at new product offerings that we're working on. But I tend to try to be very guarded about what's coming next until it's actually there. So we kind of operate on a very much like a show, don't tell type of mentality as a company. So we prefer to have it ready before we start talking about it and say, have something that is really going into the market versus saying, we plan to do X.
That's fair. I buy that answer. And then I think this, just in the interest of time, because we do have quite a bit to get through here, I might just, this would probably be the last question. @Canna asks, does Yoko offer financial support for businesses that are using their pay platform? And if so, what is required to get that support?
I'll take that one. So we have a product called Yoko Capital. It's a cash advance product which enables you to access cash upfront and then repay it over your future sales. So as you then transact on the platform, a percentage of your sales are deducted to pay back the cash advance that you've received. You just need to be trading with Yoko for 3 months, and you need to have at least done 5 or 6 transactions at minimum, but also just showing a regular transaction behavior on the platform. And something that's proactively offered to you, you don't need to apply for it. We actually do the work in the background to figure out when you apply, and then proactively it will be made available to you in your application and on the web. So you'll be able to access the capital directly through the app. Yeah, you can also reach out to support if you're interested in the product, and you're a Yoco user. We'll definitely help you get set up if you qualify.
All right, awesome stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep the claps going. Thank these gentlemen. I'm going to let you exit the stage now. Katlego, Bradley, Carl, Lungisa, I'm going to ask you to stay on stage. We've got some difficult questions coming up, and they said that you were the man, so you will stay.
Good luck.
Thanks, Donovan.
All right, once again, ladies and gentlemen, remember there is a fantastic competition running. All you need to do is mention Yoco in any of your tweets, Facebooks, Instagrams. Yeah, that grammar was horrible, right? Look at Leighton looking at me going, who says Instagram? No. You stand a chance to win a prize worth 5,000 Rand. Just make sure that you use the hashtag Yoco Next. All right, Lungisa is on stage right now, but we're going to keep it moving. Joining him on stage, we've got some Yoco product managers. It is none other than the handsome Michael Bauer. We've also got Yemurai Chinyande. And then, of course, Julia Redling-Hayes. Right, first of all, Michael, absolutely no reason for you to come out here looking like you're about to do a GQ shoot afterwards. Like, you don't just hit like a Chelsea boot and the jacket, and then you go, you know what, maybe three buttons down, and then am I gonna brush my hair? No, I'm gonna flick it. We are ready to go. No reason for any of this, right? You're distracting people here. We are distracting people. We need to get on with business. I'm gonna ask you a very quick question, my brother, before I leave you guys to it. What is the job of a product manager? I'm sure we've heard this a couple of times, but nobody's really broken it down. Can you do it for us, please, sir?
Cool. Am I on?
Are you on? I'm not sure. Let's see. Try. We're trying again. Test. 4, 5. Nothing. You haven't turned it off by any chance? It looks like it's on. I hope we're going to get somebody down here to come and chat. Julia, let's chat about you.
Cool.
Was your decision to wear this dress also based on what Michael's whole thing was here?
No, I certainly don't have the Michael Bauer swagger, but this is actually a color I love, and it actually works with our brand, so I feel like
so
I'm
you
quite
went,
on brand
okay.
today. Yeah.
You know, without even thinking about it, I did too. You see what I'm saying? Guys, I'm only in the business of securing tenders, right? So I was just like, if I wear this, somebody's gonna go, oh, he's, okay. Even this, you see this? Can you see this little, come on. This is not even a Yoco brand. I was just like, okay, let me connect some dots here. We'll talk dots and numbers later. Thank you very much, gentlemen. All right, Michael, are you still struggling there, sir? It looks like we are about to get a connection from you. That sounds like something is happening.
I think we might be good. There you go.
We are there.
Okay.
Awesome stuff. I'm going to repeat that question. If you can please tell us, what is the job of a product manager? What do you actually do?
Sure. What do we actually do? Different tech companies will answer this question in different ways, but really the meat of it is that you sit between the design and the engineering parts of the business and the customer, and you're trying to translate the needs of the customer into something that can actually be built and executed and then delivered as a product. So that's basically the job of a product manager.
Cool. I kind of get a sense, but I know there's a lot of tech talk that's going to happen over here right now. Lungisa, I'm going to hand it over to you right now, if you're cool, sir, to kind of take over and facilitate this panel discussion. I'll be back in just a bit.
Thank you very much.
Over to you. Let's go.
Awesome. Thanks. Mike, I think just picking up on there, I think, last year, I think our last Yoco Next event was really exciting. We launched the Kumor.
I've got one.
Yeah, I would just, if you got one with you, that's awesome.
I carry on with me wherever I go.
And we'd love to hear from you, just like, how was this product received by the market?
Yeah, it's very cool to be here a couple months on from the last time we chatted about this. we set out to launch just a great card machine that was fast and reliable, and we did that. It's been super well received around South Africa, and it now represents more than 50% of our ongoing device sales. So yeah, it's been a great journey so far.
That is amazing. So we've reached the point now where, I guess I like to call it South Africa's smartest card machine is now 50% of our sales. Absolutely amazing to be putting that technology in customers' hands. I guess following on from there is the question of, well, we've got this smart machine. How has it evolved since we launched it?
Yeah, cool. So when we launched this device, our desire was to make just a great card machine. We wanted something that was fast and reliable, and we did that. But the thing that's really cool about it is that this is a device that can evolve and change over time without the customer buying a new card machine. And we saw that earlier this year. In March, we released our first major upgrade or update to the Kumo experience. We released an update that had 2 new features in it. The one is a product catalog, so it enables you to store a list of products on the device and just make your checkout experience that much smoother. You don't have to manually enter all the information every time. And then the other feature is it allows staff profiles to log into the device. So if you're a small business that has multiple employees, you can have secure, safe profiles for each of your staff members to log in and use the card machine, which is, yeah, it's a step in the right direction.
Really, really awesome. And I guess in the spirit of this multi-product journey that we're on, how are you thinking about, the next phase beyond hardware?
It's a really exciting time to be in payments. I think available technology is changing and evolving pretty rapidly. And as Yoko, we got a couple of questions when you guys were on stage about what comes next. As Yoko steps into that future and builds out a whole bunch of new and exciting products to help small businesses in South Africa and around the world, we want to have a platform in place in the form of our hardware that enables small businesses to engage with the full power of Yoko. So going beyond just taking a payment and into managing the full scope of their business. And so it's not just about having a piece of plastic in your hand. It's about having that platform that enables you to engage with the full scope of what Yoko can offer.
Really, really awesome. And I think speaking of full scope, I think one of the exciting things is that the Kumo has been extremely successful, but it wasn't the end of the journey. And I think it's really great. You guys worked really hard, and this year you've actually managed to launch another card machine. You didn't wait till September this year or October. So I think, yeah, we'll get into that now, but really exciting. It's actually a really awesome card machine, faster even than the Kumo when it comes to processing transactions. We're going to play you a quick video now to show you what that card machine is about, and then I've got a couple. We'll get back to you to tell us a little bit more about this machine.
Cool.
So Mike, tell us about the Kumo of Print. Who is it for? What problems does it solve?
For sure. So the Kumo Print is just a new addition to the Kumo platform. It's the same experience as the Kumo, but it allows you to enjoy that experience, that speed, that reliability with the added addition of the ability to print physical receipts. We want to build things with our customers and not just for them. And if you talk to a number of different types of small businesses in different industries, food and drink, retail, hospitality, the ability to print a physical receipt is still very important for a lot of merchants. So we wanted to make sure that we could provide that capability, but it doesn't just stop there. To the platform point that I was making earlier, now that we have this capability, it enables us to solve different types of problems that might need this kind of capability. So yeah, we invite our customers to lead us, tell us what you need, engage with us. Let's build cool stuff. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Mike. And I think it's really great that you said engage with us and tell us what you need, because in many respects, what we're about to go into next has come from customer needs. We're going to play you a quick video now that really talks to where we're taking our online products and who they are for.
I don't even have my phone on me. Okay. Sorry.
Nice. It's cool.
Awesome. Yemurai, welcome. Yeah, we'd just love to hear today, like, what do you do at Yoko? And talk about the products that you're working on.
Thank you so much, Lungi. I'm a senior product manager with the Yoko online payments team. And what it basically means is I work on a line of products that help our merchants get paid remotely or online. So I take care of payment links, payment pages, I take care of invoices and vouchers. But just to bring it home, let me give you a classic example. So this morning, my makeup artist came in. Of course, a girl has to glamour for the camera and the lights. So she came in. So she came in, did my makeup. Once she was done, she's like, oh, here are my EFT details. You can send through the payment. I'm like, oh no, wait a minute. I don't have a bank account to send you through, a South African bank account. Then I immediately walked you through. I'm like, but if you are on Yoko, you could literally send me a link on my WhatsApp. I click on it, I use my Zimbabwean Visa card, enter my card details, pay, you immediately get a notification, and we're both happy. So what we are doing every day is building multiple products for multiple merchants that meet multiple needs.
Really, really awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And you've recently actually launched a new product. You mentioned it there, invoicing. Tell me a little bit more about that product. Who is it for? What is it about?
Yeah, we're really so excited to have made a cool addition to the toolbox that our merchants use. We've launched the Yoko Invoices. So as Yoko, one of the things that we really take pride in is connecting with our merchants intimately. And during our interactions with them over a year ago, we discovered that there was such a great need for a simple, easy to use and affordable invoicing solution. I'll give you an example. We came across a merchant, Brittany. So Brittany runs a catering gig with her mom. And she shared with us how it's so difficult and time-consuming for her to construct and create invoices using Microsoft Word. And in addition to that, scan through emails, scan through bank statements to check if the merchants have actually paid. So she said, and she also says, you know, we're a small startup, we can't afford the sophisticated, expensive accounting software to use. But with Yoko Invoices, no more. As I speak today, Brittany is sending simple professional invoices from the Yoko app. And the good thing is her mom can do it on her behalf as well because it is so easy. Yeah, and as you can see from the screen, there is the invoices that the merchant sent come with a click-to-pay link. So once I send an invoice to a merchant, the customer can click on the link, enter their card details, pay simply, and the merchant gets notified. And that actual link is protected using 3D secure technology. So our customers can be safe and happy knowing that their money is secure and there are no scams. So it's really quite exciting. But one last example that I'd like to give to you is this one merchant. Her name is Precious. Precious runs a salon. She says, I've been with Yoko for a couple of years. I love Yoko, and I've been using the Yoko Go. But unfortunately, because Yoko at that time didn't have an invoicing solution, I had to use something else, and I felt like a cheat because I'm so loyal to Yoko. But now, Precious is able to reconcile both the payments from the Yoko invoicing app and from the Yoko Go in one central place. So basically, we're working so hard to make the lives of our merchants very easy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I think what I really love about the approach you and the team are taking is you're not just providing online payments as plumbing, but providing the tools to use online payments with. And that's really, really exciting to see. And
100%.
I think, Julia, so actually we have two people from our online payments team here today, actually. Julia, I'd love it if you could introduce yourself to the team and also just, tell us a bit more about your customer-centric approach to this product.
Cool, thanks, Lungi. So I'm the group product manager for online payments, and Jeepers has this suite of payments been on a journey. So it was obviously born in the time of the pandemic, and what happened was suddenly with the hard lockdown, small businesses weren't able to take payments face-to-face and in person. And so the team had to move really quickly and kind of create some products that could help merchants be paid remotely and not in person. And what's been really interesting is having spoken to the merchants and understanding how they use these products, the evolution has been an interesting one to watch, particularly because the Link product, which was born at that time, it remains one of our most loved and most popular products today. And I think the question is why? And the answer is because it's such a simple product. I mean, Yemu spoke just now about a couple of examples of how it's being used. And whenever we do speak to customers and they rave about the product, I mean, Link, when I say that Link is a loved product, I'm not exaggerating, it really is. What's interesting to us is when speaking to small businesses, we understand all the different ways that they're using these products. So, for example, there's a little gift shop around the corner from me, from my home, that I spend far too much money at. And they've got the most gorgeous things, and they are big Yoko fans. So, Mike, they've got a Kumo. They've got,
of course they do.
I mean, they've got a Kumo. They transact with an e-commerce website on Wix, and they also use the links. And the other day I said, well, why? How are you using the Link product? And she said, you know what, Jules, it's so interesting. You will not believe how many people phone me in the afternoon who have been browsing in the store in the morning and say, I'm so embarrassed. I was browsing in the store and I walked out with the product in my hand and I didn't pay for it. And I'm not a thief and I'll be back tomorrow morning as soon as you open and I'll pay for it. And she says, don't worry, here's a payment link. She sends them a payment link and they pay for it. And that's just a great example. I mean, Lungi, you were talking just now about this multi-product direction that we're moving in as a company. And I mean, what multi-product really means is that we're providing this kind of ecosystem of payment solutions that businesses can use as and when they need to. And I think what's quite powerful is with that example, she's using all of them whenever she needs them and however they work best. But another example, we spoke to, I actually heard he's here today. I'm not sure if you're in the audience, but Aaron is a small business owner of Clean Sneakers. And it's such a clever little business. And in fact, instead of using a whole range of products, he generally uses the Link product on its own. And the way he does is his customers send him a link of their dirty sneakers. And he looks at the sneakers and tries to decide how much it's going to cost according to how filthy or just slightly dirty they are, and he sends a payment link and they pay him. And so I think the direction that we're moving into in this multi-product universe is exciting because it really is about understanding kind of small businesses, owners' needs, and then building products that can support them no matter what the size of their business, no matter what the stage their business is in of maturity, and just really answer different needs. And so it's an exciting evolution that we're going through.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think what's really great with that Link product is it's like the Swiss Army knife of payments.
Sure.
You can use it in so many different situations. But I'm also aware that today you have a couple of products that you want to discuss that is stuff that's really about to come out of your team. So we'd love to hear a bit more about that.
Cool. So yes, our team has been busy, that's for sure. Hey, yeah, very cheapers. It's been an intense couple of months, but there's been so much good work that has happened. And I think one of the things that the online payments team is so passionate about is building opportunities in our products for merchants to get paid in more ways. So giving them broader reach. And I think what comes along with that, which is so super important, is also giving the merchants' customers more choice in terms of how they want to pay. And let's face it, customers want choice, right? And so one of the products that we launched a couple of months ago, which we were thrilled to bring to market as our second payment option, is Yoco Instant EFT. And we launched this on our WooCommerce gateway plugin, payment plugin. The next one to join the fold, and I'm scared because I'm breaking Lungi's rule now because it's not live, but it's imminently live. So I'm going to be telling before showing. But it's actually introducing recurring payments through a subscription plugin for WooCommerce, which it seems people really want. But wait, if you found that exciting, the thing that I'm most excited to share today, and again, breaking your rule, Lungi, I'm sorry, But this one we're feeling super excited about. Within the next couple of weeks, our Shopify plugin will be live. So this means that all of you business owners who have e-commerce websites on Shopify can finally accept payment with Yoko. And this is something that's been asked for a lot. So really super excited to get that live. And I think it was worth breaking that rule, Lungi, sorry, because it's just such a big, exciting one.
Nice.
Thanks a lot, Julia. And I'm really excited with the Shopify plugin going live. And I think there's certain things that are worth breaking the rules for, so it's perfectly fine. I think you might have some Q&A for us today, so I'm just going to hand it right back to you.
I do have some questions, and thank you very much for sending these through. First of all, I do want to say whoever came up with that name, Woo, is genius.
Sure. Yeah.
It was somebody sitting in the room going, what sound are people going to make? And that's exactly what, the moment that Woo thing came up, you guys went, woo! It is just, now you need to start convincing people to say, Yoko, I don't know how you're going to do it, but anyway. All right, here we go. We got 3 questions that have come through. The first question has come through from Sam, who asks, what bookkeeping systems does Yoko work with?
I think at the moment we have an integration with Zoho Books. So that's the only one currently. We obviously have just launched our new invoicing software, which is Yemu's baby. But right now you can, we do integrate with Zoho Books.
But
I think stuff you want to add to, you want to add to that, sir?
Well, yeah, just to the point of being customer-led. If there is a particular integration and a particular pain point that someone is having in terms of their accounting software, they should reach out on our socials. We've got a canny wish list that people can go check out. Talk to us. Tell us what problem you're facing. Maybe there's an integration to be built there. We can explore that. Yeah?
For sure.
Awesome stuff. And then we've got a question that's come in here from, it could be Marie, it could be Mari. I'm sorry if I messed your name up. I hear everyone saying self-employed. Who is this to Yoko? Is it the same as an entrepreneur? It's a very good question.
Yeah, so I think I'll jump in on that one. I think it's very important for us that, like, we kind of find that, in many respects, self-employed is the term that covers the most people at the end of the day. So, like, some people just see themselves as self-employed. I run a business for myself and I'm self-employed.
Yeah.
Some people see themselves as entrepreneurs. Both those people are self-employed. It's just that one person might not see themselves as an entrepreneur. So the reality is some of our customers, and once again, this goes back to speaking to our customers, see themselves as self-employed. Others see themselves as entrepreneurs, but those who see themselves as entrepreneurs also see themselves as self-employed. So it's really us just being true to the idea of, like, using the words that our customers use to describe themselves.
Hey, yabona wena Lungisa. You were that annoying kid at school, weren't you? The one that asked for extra homework. You know how many times you said self-employed and entrepreneur, back to front, but it made complete sense. I'm like, yeah, man. Yes. Wow, that was so well. What a beautiful description, sir. Gosh. We've got a question that's come in here from Sam Tizer on Twitter, who asks, can we expect some interaction between Yoko and township entrepreneurs soon?
So, sorry, feel free to jump in as well on this one. But
you see what I said? You see? I wasn't lying.
I think more than expect, it's happening already, right? And this is something that really, really has been exciting. Like, it's been an amazing growth area for us as a business. And it goes back to that point you raised earlier of, like, what were the challenges to growing for small business, growing payments in small businesses? And once again, it just turned out that challenge was making the product available. Yes. So it's really been exciting for us. We've seen a lot of growth with township entrepreneurs, a lot of energy in the space. And this is for us been really, really exciting to see. And once again, it just gets rid of that misnomer. People always think, cool, well, one has to convince people to accept card. This is not true. Yeah. People are ready, and this is really just about us providing the service.
Excellent stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, massive round of applause for this incredible team on stage. Thank you very much to Michael.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, just a reminder that competition is still running. Remember, there's a lot that you have heard here today. Please make sure you use the hashtag Yoco Next. Tag us in your post about what is happening at Next right now. You could be the lucky person that walks away with a grand prize worth 5,000 Rand. All right, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have obviously heard of this before. Merchant firesides are a Yoco tradition. They are normally done in Yoco's weekly all-hands meeting called The Gathering, but we have got a special one to share with all of you guys today. Once again, remember that you can send through your questions like I mentioned earlier on. That's the hashtag back on screen again. I think you are going to want to for this particular session. Before we get into it, however, have a look at this little video.
I am Maria Lewis. I'm the founder of Toasted in Johannesburg. And Toasted really is a women-led community collaboration and co-working space. And like the name insists, we make the best toasties in town. The space is set up with a boardroom and space to work. So 90% of my suppliers are women-owned or women-led businesses. I really wanted to start off and establish myself as a brand that lived by what we stood for. My coffee bean at the time, Amy was one of 3 women that I could find who made an incredible coffee bean and roasted it herself. So right down from the juices, the coffee, the team, women are at the center of this business.
Founder of Toasted, and of course, a very strong Yoco advocate. That's who you are, right?
So much,
a
Donovan.
very strong Yoco advocate. But joining Maria on stage will be Talia Govender. Make some noise for Talia Govender, who wanted you all to know that that jacket is incredibly expensive and she needed to show it off today. Before we begin, Maria, I do want to ask you, in that video earlier on, right, you did mention that there was one shot in particular that you really wanted to get right. This came somewhere after this year where you flicked your hair. You see, this is mid-flick right here. And you made sure that the person capturing this took at least 10 flicks before you got the right flick. Are you a perfectionist by nature? Is this you?
I don't actually have 10 variations of hair flick, like Donovan is saying that I do. But he did catch it. He caught one.
Oh, he caught it. It wasn't even in slow-mo. You just went like this. So I'm just like, pretty amazing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it up to these ladies over here. It's really just a casual conversation. It's not supposed to be an interview at all. Talia is going to find out a little bit more about Maria's business. If at any point I feel like I want to know about a business, which I've supported a few times. In fact, I paid for the sneakers that you are wearing from the number of toasted sandwiches that I have bought there. But over to you guys. Take it away. Let's give them another round of applause. Let's get the energy up in here.
Thank you. So, Maria, you bought a Yoco card machine, you started a business, and then you're here on a stage. How did that happen?
I mean, honestly, to be sitting here feels so crazy. Firstly, my face is on a billboard across like 4 lanes in the busiest highway in Johannesburg. And not because I've like even released an album or am on a show or anything. It's because I'm an entrepreneur and I just followed my dream and I started a business. So to think that I would be called up on stage because I've started a business and I've followed my gut, I honestly never would have thought of it.
Do your like friends and family send you a photo of the billboard every now and then? Like, Maria, what is happening?
I've had so many people send me pictures of them like under the billboard and saying Metro Police like escorted them away. So the response has been really amazing.
And when is the album dropping?
Well, I'll chat to my friend, what was his name? Leighton. Yeah, and we'll release a collaboration together.
But on a serious note, tell us about yourself. How did you get to the space where you have Toasted?
So I'm actually a small town girl. I was born in Kimberley in the Northern Cape. And my dad worked on the mines, and my mom was a teacher. And then I grew up in Botswana in Droneng, as still my dad working on the mines and my mom a teacher. And then eventually we moved to Johannesburg. And I actually became an entrepreneur by default. It wasn't my plan. It wasn't a career path I even knew about. I just I graduated and I couldn't find a job, and that was the reality of the situation. And then one day I was sitting on my mom's couch for months on end doing internship after internship, and it was my nephew's birthday, so I thought, let me make something for him. And I ended up sewing him a pair of pants and a t-shirt, took it to the birthday party, and to be honest, that was my first business. So that small little gesture of me not knowing what to do and taking initiative to do something became my first business called Local Lighty, which I ran for 4 years. And that kind of spiraled into networking, meeting new people, and then before I knew it, I had a second business, also in fashion. So Toasted is actually my third business. And here we are now, yeah.
How did you get the idea for Toasted? Like, what sparked that? Because the clothing was the birthday, but what was the, like, Toasted, that moment where you're like, this could be a thing?
So every Wednesday, my housemate and I at the time would make toasted sandwiches and drink a lot of wine. And we would always say, gosh, wouldn't it be cool if there was a space in Joburg that only made toasted sandwiches? And week after week, we'd have this ritual where we drink wine and make toasties.
Yeah.
And that conversation of ours just really stuck with me. So at that point, I had left my second business after 7 years of working for myself, because entrepreneurship, it gets really lonely, you know, like I didn't have work friends, it was becoming a struggle, I was feeling really demotivated. So I left working for myself and I completely stepped away from being my own boss. And then I worked for 7 years after that. And I was just I had this nagging feeling like maybe it was time for me to do something for myself again, because I honestly just got tired of making money for other people, knowing that I had been able to do it for myself for so many years. And Toasted wouldn't leave my mind, and eventually I just did it.
Yeah, I love that, because I think we've all had that moment where you're sitting with your friends, you have a glass of wine, someone has a great business idea, and you don't do it, but you did it. And that is
FaceTime me next
wild.
time, I'll tell
That is
you.
amazing. Like, you did it.
Thank you.
And yeah, how does it feel? Like, was the moment when your business first started? Maybe you like walked into the store for the first time. Yeah, how was that? How did that feel for you?
I mean, it didn't come without its challenges. I know I'm speaking about it now, and we're here, and you know we've been around for a year and a half. But the beginning was really challenging because I actually signed my lease 3 days before the first lockdown.
Jeez.
So here I am. I've resigned from my job. I've cashed in my RA to start this business. It's not advisable. Please don't do that. And I've moved in with my mom to save money. I've sold my car effectively to like gather this lump sum of money to open this business. And then boom, something nobody could have ever thought of happened. And there I just had to sit and wait. But in actuality, it was the first time in so many years that I actually took time off. And I really got to think about my business plan and my business and the structure, because I knew I wasn't going to make money just off selling toasted sandwiches. It needed to be about so much more. And that lockdown period, living with my mom, really, it solidified my idea that I was going to do it, that it was the right timing. And when we opened, it's still unreal to me that every day I get to go to my own business.
Yeah. And you're on a billboard.
And I'm on a billboard. Yeah.
I love what you're sharing, because I think very often we romanticize the idea of entrepreneurship. You're on a billboard, you're on a stage, you know, and people see you and it's going well. But like, I really love how you've spoken about the challenges. But through that, like, to take on that risk, that uncertainty, what keeps you going?
Sure. I mean, there's obviously lots of highs and lows, but I think the lows push you harder to reach that high again, you know, and it does sort of become just like your driving force to, when you are low, you know that you need to get back up. So the lows keep me going, and then the highs keep me going. My team keeps me going. As much as they drive me crazy, they also keep me going. And I think if you really are like enthralled with what you do, you don't mind sweeping the toilets. Like, I've mopped the floors and done the crazy things that people don't see on Instagram.
Yeah.
And if you really do just love what you do, you're gonna get up and keep going. And I think that's the life I was chasing when I left my job.
Yeah. And I like what you said, that sometimes as an entrepreneur, you don't have work friends.
No.
Right? Like work friends are an important part of life.
Yes.
But you've built a whole community. Like how has your customers, your staff, the suppliers that were on the video become that vibe for you?
Yeah, so I mean, I think the way Toasted is set up and how we have co-working space too, the once-off customers actually become regulars who then become your friends, and then we all sitting in the boardroom chatting and doing our meetings together. So it's been great to kind of build that community and relationship. And I think the last few weeks or few months of being a part of the Yoko community, I mean, I get texts from the Yoko team member more than I get texts from other people. And my partner will be like, how's Yoko? What do they need today? And like, I'm literally just chatting to, all the people at Yoko after going through this journey with you guys.
You're going to start wearing Yoko hoodies.
I actually have one at home, so yeah.
Amazing. And so you use Yoko to accept card payments, but then you've also used our capital product and our payment link, which Yemu mentioned earlier. Can you tell us a bit about your experience with this and why it worked for your business?
So I think the payment link really worked for my business because what they were saying earlier is true. People come and then they have a good time in your business because it's owner-operated and we laugh, and then they leave without paying, and it happens so often. And it's so annoying. I hear some giggles because I see some guilty culprits in the audience. And it's so awkward to say, hey, could you come back and kind of pay? It's just simple to say, here's a link, and within minutes, it's done. So I think when I got into Toasted, and something I like to speak about very openly as like a woman, I'm still categorized as youth, a woman of color starting a business with no seed funding at all. I really thought it would have been easier to tap into funding or anything because there's so many systems put in place, we hear, but it was so difficult. To this day, I haven't received any external funding. And the only thing that did save me was the Yoko Capital. So when we went into the second lockdown and we couldn't trade with sit-down customers, like I was operating at 30% capacity, and that Yoko Capital actually allowed me to pay my staff through the lockdown, keep the business going, and honestly, without that, we probably wouldn't have been here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I really like what you said about the systems, because I think that's what all of us are doing here today, bringing people together, bringing the team together, and changing the systems we just don't want to accept anymore. And seeing it work for your business, I think, is really profound, which is amazing.
Thanks.
I have a last question for you.
Yeah.
So, knowing what you know now, you've been Toasted a year and a half.
Yeah.
You've done the happy moments, you've done the lockdowns, you've done the sweeping the bathrooms, making the friends, being on a billboard. Would you do it again, and would you do anything differently?
So 100%, 100 million%, I'd do it again.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with my life choices, even though there's been many tears and it's been very difficult. So 100% would do it again. And I think the lessons I've learned were very like practical things that there's no ways I could have actually learned it. There was no one there to teach me things like the cost of money, which is very important. And a lot of entrepreneurs sink themselves in debt because they take out R1 and they have to pay back 25. So practical things like the cost of money and just ownership and what that really means.
Yeah, amazing. Maria, thank you for sharing your story. Everybody go to Toasted and eat her toasties.
Thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow for toasties.
Yes.
But I think we may have some more questions from you from the audience.
Wow. Look, first of all, I want to say, Maria, I think you deserve a bigger round of applause. I really do, everybody here knows it's incredibly difficult to start a business. We had a comedy club that we were running, and that was, we ran that comedy club for almost 4 years, and we made no money at all. It was astronomical, guys. It was in Melrose Arch on the high street, a double volume place. We have absolutely no business being on the high street. Look at me, right? Absolutely no business. So I get it. It's so difficult. But you know what I love most about you is you went and took a ridiculous idea, like toasted sandwiches, and went, you know what? This is the niche. This is what we're going to focus on. People go, we're going to open a steak joint, we're going to open a burger joint, we're going to open a hot dog joint. These things have been established, we know about it, right? It's there already. People have done it, they've tried it, they know that it works. I have never seen a toasted sandwich strictly business ever. I really haven't. Maybe they are out there, but I haven't. And I'll never forget, you know, the first time this opened, I looked at it and I thought, this girl is crazy. Why would she do this? You know?
Yeah.
And then we went and checked it out, and I was like, my words to you that day, when I walked into the space, I said, Maria, apart from the delicious food here, I love that I could be anywhere in the world right now, because that's exactly how I feel. You take away the noise, you take away the distractions, you just take away all the rubbish, and you just, in that little moment, the amount of time it takes for me to order a kombucha, and gut health, very important, guys, right? And whatever sandwich, I always get the same sandwich. It's
Philly
just a
cheesesteak.
wonderful, yes, there we go, you know. It's bliss.
Thanks, Donovan.
And it's more than just the toasted sandwich, like you're saying. You've created an environment for people to come and just exhale, de-stress, breathe out, recalibrate, and then go out, you know, into the crazy hustle and bustle again. So well done to you,
Thank
Maria.
you.
That's really crazy. It's amazing. It's really amazing. We've got a question that's coming here from Rati, who asks, what is one leadership principle that you've heard that you would warn people against following?
Sure. Against following. I think I can only speak for myself here and what I try to step away from completely and steer away from, because I've seen people make this mistake. I honestly do my best to not make decisions based on ego, because it's very easy, you know, you're a business owner, you want to prove your point, you want to prove your worth, like, I can do this, I got this. So if you make decisions based on like ego and proving a point, you probably will find yourself in a bit of trouble. You really just have to like lead with heart, and you know, because that's going to come naturally, and it's just going to work out a lot better. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Now, we don't have another question that's come through here online. I'm not supposed to do this at all, and they're going to tell me, I'm sure they're shaving 1,000 Rand off my pay right now. But if you have something that you want to ask Maria now, anybody in the audience, shout it out. I'll just reiterate the question. Anybody? Oh, there we go. We've got a question that's come through. Yes, ma'am. Let me just repeat that question so everybody gets it, because it's a great question. Danny asks, says, Maria, you knew that you weren't going to make money off of toasted sandwiches strictly. What was the long-term goal? What was the idea? What was the vision?
So for me, there was a very simple term that I heard on a podcast called sweating your assets, right? So I had this space, a physical space, toasted, and I knew that the kitchen portion of that space was literally a quarter of that entire space. So I went back to the drawing board and I thought to myself, what am I going to do with the other 3/4 of this space? And that's how I developed the broader concept. So that's why I put in the boardroom, because that's something that I monetize. You pay to sit in the boardroom. So that was the second quarter. The second quarter is making money. Okay, now I got 2 quarters left. And then it kind of came together with the co-working space. That was actually 2 of the quarters. So I put in plug points everywhere, and I just made it conducive to working. And again, this is before lockdown, before this work from home culture. So I thought, that's how I'm going to sweat the rest of the assets. The money, we're going to make money by co-working. And then another big thing is setting up the space for events, because that's actually the bulk of where the money comes from. I also just made the space aesthetically pleasing enough that people were going to share it on Instagram, because I'm not on the street. So I really thought about every angle and avenue of how is this square meter of space going to make money for me, not how am I going to make money to pay for this space. Yeah.
Maria, you're an absolute inspiration, and I wish you all the best, whatever business comes up next. As you were talking, I was thinking, because when you said, you know, there was this quarter, there was that quarter, I'm like, quarters. I see it. I see it, Maria. You're in the toasted. Come on. We can go a quarter dedicated space. Come on. Maria Lewis, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And of course, Talia Govender handled
Thanks,
it like
Talia.
a
Thank
pro.
you.
Thank you. Fantastic. All right, once again, ladies and gentlemen, that competition is still running. You do stand a chance to win a prize worth 5,000 Rand. Lots of gems that have come out here today. Easy quotables for Twitter as well. All you need to do is make sure that you use the hashtag Yoco Next, and tag us in your post. I said Twitter, and that man got scared and walked away. He's like, hey. Me, I still use a 3210. Don't come here. Tell me about Twitter. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep it moving right now. It is that time. Something I'm very excited about, something I'm nervous about as well. Before we officially get into it, I'm going to ask you to please turn your eyes to the screen right now. Hit the video.
For creatives to transfer their creativity to society, it has to be an easy process.
This next guest of mine is one of Africa's finest knitwear designers and innovator of the Xhosa-inspired knitwear brand Maxhosa, premium knitwear range that celebrates traditional Xhosa beadwork aesthetics using South African mohair and wool.
The passion for design and fashion started way back when I was 15 years old, when my late mother was alive, and we had early aspirations of becoming design entrepreneurs. I then pursued design as a subject and also something that I did at home as a secret hobby. Once I got into university, I became more confident and more hopeful that I would become a fashion designer. The journey was, I'd say, more fun than a struggle after I graduated, because I was lucky enough to come up with an innovation that made the journey quite smooth. I had to learn the formal aspect of running a business, especially from the finance perspective. That was the part that I wasn't used to. What attracted me to collaborate with Yoko was, for a lot of years, creatives have been struggling to collect income from consumers. Tech innovations are the ones that should make it easy in order for their businesses to thrive and become successful. Yoko has done good business if entrepreneurs are successful. They don't think only in a local mindset, but innovating and thinking of being a global leader. And that is the model of our own business as Maxhosa Africa. Seeing where we are right now, it only makes sense.
Look, I mean, you guys have seen the goods, ladies and gentlemen. I think it makes sense that we meet and chat with the man right now joining us from the south of France. With a massive round of applause, please make some noise. It is Ulatuma Ngokolo. Yes, man. You know how I'm going to start this? Bonjour, Grootman.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Tieni madoda, hi Bolatuma. I can imagine the people are coming up to you there going, what is your name, Laduma, from Maxhosa? Has it been overwhelming?
It's been overwhelming. Yeah, especially walking around superstars that I grew up watching on TV. Yeah, it's been a great experience.
I don't know if you guys have been following Laduma on social media. Laduma is there in Cannes right now at the film festival, and he was in the same room as Tom Cruise. So, the next time you watch Mission Impossible, do not be surprised if you see Maxhosa there on somebody. Because that's how he rolls, right? That's how he absolutely rolls. Hey, Grootman, I know that you are super busy and I don't want to take too much of your time, so I want to jump straight into it right now. Everybody is obviously super excited here to see you. They're super excited for the product that is coming. I want to know from you, why do you think it is important for technology companies and creative entrepreneurs to collaborate? And what does this collaboration with Yoko mean to you?
I think that it is very important for technology and creative entrepreneurs to collaborate because we live in a digital age where it is very essential to move your business to the digital space. And a lot of value exchange, money exchange happens virtually nowadays. For me, the collaboration is also sort of an affirmation that creative businesses can be well established globally. I'll tell you a bit of a story of how I personally use the Yoko device throughout my journey for the past 5 years while I've been growing as an entrepreneur. I once came over to Italy to do a pop-up and I brought some of my pieces to sell and I was able to transact and we made a lot of sales through a Yoko device and not knowing that it would function very well. To me, that proved that businesses can be mobile. It doesn't mean that your jurisdiction, your address has to be your business center. You can move around and be an entrepreneur. So this collaboration for me simply means that I can cross-pollinate and issue the device to my other colleagues who are right there. Nsika, Ulihle, they should be carrying Yoko devices and be able to make transactions outside of work and beyond working hours because shopping happens everywhere around us.
Wow. Now, I know that innovation is vital to your business. And you're constantly, I mean, Maklosa has been around now for how long?
It's been 10 years now.
10 years. Come on. Come on. 10 years and you're just on the up and up, constantly innovating, constantly coming up with more and more. Tell us a little bit more about innovation and what it means to you.
Innovation is one of the most crucial aspects that one has to integrate in their business evolution. Because when innovation comes into play, you stand out from the crowd. And people understand you better as a creative on the message that you are trying to make or the mark that you are trying to leave in the world. A great entrepreneur, Gary Vaynerchuk, often says that ideas can be useless if one doesn't have a proper infrastructure behind the ideas. So innovation has been one of my best pillars to grow the brand Makhosa. With every challenges and every idea that I had to innovate in order to stand out. I had to make means with what I had access to. And of course, creativity, as they say, the enemy of creativity is predictability. So sometimes when you create ideas, you often have to think of ideas that are not predictable at all. And that leads into innovation. So therefore, for one to actually disrupt the business space as a creative, you have no better choice but to be innovative.
Excellent stuff, my brother. Now, what advice do you have for creators and the self-employed who are looking to take things for the next level? Because it's not as easy as it sounds, right?
It's not as easy as it sounds, correct. The advice that I always give, back in the past, I used to say, get educated, work hard. But ultimately, I think that it all boils down to purpose. Before we establish businesses or establish ideas, we have to often ask ourselves, what purpose do we want to bring to the world? And that, of course, will spark into an idea or a form of business that one can explore. And that will make you feel fulfilled actually as an entrepreneur, that whenever hard times approach, you'll be able to continue on, because the type of journey that you chose, or the path that you took, gives you a sense of being alive. For me, the reason why I started my course and still continue to pursue and grow my courses, because it gives me a sense of being alive. It gives me every day I wake up with the goal of improving the African economy. And I think people know about hard work and education, and people already know that they have to have in-depth knowledge in the industry in order to succeed as creative entrepreneurs. So I'd say ultimately purpose is everything.
Nice, brother. Yeah, that's... I think a lot of people ask this question, what is next for Uladuma and Maxhosa?
What is next for Uladuma is to travel to Monaco tomorrow.
Cheers, sir.
And ultimately, as Maxhosa, we are a company that operates in 3 business industries. That is manufacturing. We specialize in fashion and surface design. We also have a retail wing of the business as well. Ultimately, the objective for our growth in the future is to expand our retail presence within South Africa and abroad and other parts of the continent. When I say retail, I mean our own retail stores, like the one that we have at the V&A waterfront and Johannesburg at the Mall of Africa. And also, we want to expand as a design house. We've got various wings of offerings that we've been piloting over the years. We will be launching them as we go along. And also, last but not least, production, very important agenda, not only for our company, but for our country, where we face about 40% unemployment. We proud ourselves to play a part in job creation and making sure that we build it within our business strategy to make sure that we create jobs on a monthly basis.
Latuma Ngokolo, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Latuma, before I let you go, I want to tell the story very, very quickly. I know Latuma, like we come, what year was it when we were met at Design Indaba?
It was 2011 in February.
2011 in February. I hate that you even know the details. And I'm only sharing this story because, it's all, we're talking entrepreneurship, we're talking believing in people, investing in people, and this is the biggest L of my life, right? The biggest, and I'm going to share it with you guys because I think it's about honesty. I went to Design Indaba. Uladuma and I studied at the same institution. Back then it was PE Tech, it's now Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University, right? I was in the art and design faculty. Uladuma was in fashion. Latuma took his project, Maxhosa, which was his thesis that he was writing, his 4th-year thesis, right, to Design Indaba. He was part of what they call pechakcha or pechakucha. It's a Japanese style of presentation where you've only got like 7 minutes to pitch your idea. There were a couple of youngsters on there pitching as well. Latuma was one of them. He came on and he presented, and you know when you're just in awe, when you're like, Njani mfethu? How are you taking this concept and just changing what we know about it, right? He had these beautiful pictures of the initiates, in the gear, what it looked like, where it came from. He also felt, that why does it always look like this? Like, why, for a South African tradition, a Xhosa tradition, why are we wearing Italian brands? That makes no sense to me. Let me design something. Huge standing ovation. People lost their minds. I was just like, yo, this is crazy. Latuma was exhibiting some of his stuff downstairs and selling it. original Maxhosa shirts and cardigans that he had made. You know, when it's handmade by Uladuma. I had just started work in advertising. I wasn't earning a lot of money, like 5,000 Rand, 4,000 Rand, and he wasn't even selling them for that much. I didn't buy one. I did not buy one at the time. Loyiso Madinga, fellow comedian, he was there at the same thing. When we speak about this, Loyiso just goes, why would you bring that up now? We took the biggest L of our lives by not purchasing a Laduma original, a Maxhosa original. It was there in front of us, right? The weird thing is, I already believed in it. I believed in the vision. I saw it. I was just like, my God, this is ridiculous. There are hundreds of people exhibiting stuff here. How is this the one thing that is screaming? Straight after his presentation, everybody was down there. Do you know who was even more focused than I was? It was the international folk. There's a lady called, she's a trend forecaster, Dutch trend forecaster. Her name is Lee Edelcourt. She came on to speak after Uladuma and just said, guys, invest in this gentleman now. This is new, this is fresh, this is real, this is storytelling. Nothing here is fabricated, if you'll excuse the pun. This is a genuine story, right? Invest in it now. She couldn't understand what she was seeing in front of her. It was unbelievable. It really was. But, Laduma, if you still have one of those in Fetu, I've shared this. you know, just for nostalgia purposes, right? Just for nostalgia purposes. So, what I want to say just from me, and I know that I need to be wrapping this up right now, seeing you come from there to be broadcasting to us from the south of France, hanging out with the people you deserve to be hanging out with, makes me so happy, my man. It makes me so emotional, and I just cannot wait to see what else you have in store for us. I think you are, yes, let's give him his flowers. What I love about what you've done with Maxhosa, Laduma, it's beyond fashion. You've unlocked so many minds, and I think you've made people, every day, you make people believe that it's possible. Honestly, you've really taken an idea that we never thought we could flip and make it our own. You know, one thing I've always said, sorry, I'm hopping on about this because this is, guys, this is huge, man. Like, it really is. This is a very big deal, and I think we brush it off sometimes how big this guy actually is. You've taken something and you've made it accessible to the rest of the world. I find often as South Africans what we do, we take things, products, and we shape them, and we try and sell it to the rest of the world and convince them, no, but it's South African. You can see that it's South African. You don't need to speak so loud. Just let the work speak for itself. That's what this guy does. He really just lets it speak for itself. Honestly, the vibrancy, the energy, it's unbelievable. So, man, once again, Laduma, shout out to you. Let's give him another round of applause.
Thank you so much, Fatman.
Thank you, Baba. Take care, my brother, and enjoy. Hey, even he just went, hey, Monaco. I'm tired of this. Telling me I want to go to Monaco. There's a yacht that's waiting for me. Come on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, it is time. We have come to the end of this session. Please do keep an eye out on our Yoco channels for the exciting collaboration with Uladuma. That is it for me. Thank you very much for allowing me to be a fool on this stage. I hope that you guys have been inspired to go out there and, of course, pursue all your passions. Thank you so much to all the speakers who are up on stage here today. You guys were absolutely fantastic. Remember that you can still enter our competition and stand a chance to win a prize worth 5,000 Rand. All you have to do is post on any social platform. Tell us something that you found interesting or inspiring, and do not forget to tag us. The winner will be announced tomorrow on Yoco's social media. For now, however, please do stick around, have a drink with us. Downstairs, we've got like a whole lot of food options. And I don't know if you guys know, but in the bags that you received, there is a voucher for you to use as, oh, you've used it already. Yarr! If you have not, there is a voucher that you can use. Please go and interact with a lot of the entrepreneurs that we do have downstairs. Chill, hang out. This has been absolutely fantastic. My name is Donovan Goliath. Take care, good luck, be safe, bye.